Hello everybody and welcome back to East 4, the Dawn of East. When we last left off, we killed 2 bosses, but don't worry, that's not the end of things. So, the game has stopped playing around at this point. I even had to abort an early recording because I died here. Ah yes, the Great Forest of Salsetta, probably the most famous track to come out of this game. It's pretty easy to see why. Yeah, one of the problems I've been playing modern RPGs quite a bit too, like Guild Wars 2, and I go back to this and I'm thinking, wow, we're garbage at overworld themes. I won't go so far as to say Jeremy's Soul is terrible in general. I did like Secret of Evermore's soundtrack at least. But, in a lot of games, it's just not there. I want, even ambient travel music to be notable in some way. Anyway, it's a good thing they gave you fire magic for this before this segment, because it involves a lot of fighting in really narrow areas, where positioning yourself to use the bump system properly is not particularly easy. Also, this area is something of a maze. Not a particularly long one if you know what you're doing, but it can be pretty painful. If an enemy jams you into a corner, it's pretty much impossible to get yourself out. Anyway, we're finished with this part of the forest anyway. But we're going to be doing a little more exploring. Ow. Yeah, one of those snakes is what killed me last time I tried. Now, you're not actually supposed to go to this section until you finish the next dungeon, but... let's see, 17 experience. Not bad. Yeah, I think we can do a little grinding here. Okay, we are now, once again, a little bit over-leveled for what we have to do. That won't actually save us from dying if we screw up, but at least be a little bit of help. Welcome to the Great Rhoda. And this is where I did screwed up because I wasn't meant to save in my other safety slot. We defend the forest together with a great tree. Oh no. Here's oh no. I'm sorry, but East has a 1 elf limit, and that limit is already taken by the Reda. Let's see what else people have to say around here while I search for this Garcia person. Yes, you talk with the trees, but who speaks for the trees? Gonna answer that? Yeah, another thing that proves that this is an earlier East game is that not everyone and their brother comments on Adol's exotic, unique red hair. Okay, Sage Ramus is not actually at the very top of the tree, but we're still gonna be seeing him anyway. Because, while you can technically bypass talking to the sages when you reach their areas of the world, you absolutely have to talk to all of them in order to get access to a mandatory area about 3/4 of the way through the game. Okay, this is the Sacred Grounds of Rhoda, and it's filled with nasty, fast monsters and all the usual jerkiness that comes with being a Dawn of East dungeon. Ah, the Rhoda Fruit. This is important now that we have magic. Like an herb restores all of our hit points, a Rhoda Fruit restores all of our magic points. And here we are.
Ador Christin, all is eternal, and springs from the well of the past. I will tell you the true history of this land. Hear my thoughts.
In the distant past, a nation was founded on a small continent in the Great Dural Sea. Its name was Eldin. It was a land of beings with mighty wings. Eldin held a power source greater than heaven. Under the divine protection of the Mask of the Sun, it flourished for 1,000 years and 7 months. However, a great cataclysm was visited on the land, and in the course of one night, it sank beneath the sea. None live now who know why it happened. Southern Europe, on the coast of Salsetta. The few Eldinian survivors escaped to this area by using the power of the Mask of the Sun. With the skills and devices of Eldin, the undeveloped land of Salsetta grew into the continent's most productive farmland. However, those folk who prospered so grew corrupt and greedy. The land was split into 2 bitterly warring factions. The war-torn Salsetta was conquered with the schemes and trickery of a man known as the Lord of Slaughter. That man was Aram. And thus, Salsetta was plunged into a dark age.
That is all I can tell you. There are 2 other sages like myself in this land. When you have heard the complete tale from all 3 of us, the mysteries of Salsetta will be laid bare. Now, be on your way.
Okay, The voice actor for Ramos probably sounded like he was overdoing it just a bit, but it seems like the kind of thing that would be done that way in the Japanese version, too. So we've met Ramos, but we're not done here yet. There's an entire another area for this tree. Okay, saving here because this is where things start to get really dangerous. All of the monsters here are fast, can hit reasonably hard, and there are a lot of narrow spaces and corners to get trapped in. You know, kinda like that. Thankfully, there's an herb right here in case you've taken damage, a lot of damage that didn't actually manage to kill you. By the way, in my folly, I'm going to try to beat all of the bosses without using an herb or whatever. Oh, here's an angry bird. This boss is actually pretty nasty because Adol doesn't really have that many invincibility frames at all, so its projectiles can very easily hit twice. Plus the timing on its rush attacks can be variable. Its feathers sometimes come in patterns that are very difficult to avoid for Adol in an early East game. It's not like I can jump over them like I could in Ark of Nepishtim. I have re-downloaded my Death Reel music, by the way, just in case a boss consumes 5 or more deaths. Yeah, that's what its rushes can do. And the thing is, once you reduce it below a certain number of hit points, its movements and attacks start getting really erratic. You can't count on any timing or any patterns, anything. Which is why occasionally things like this will happen. However, only taking one death on this boss is pretty good for me. During the practice run I had around 5 or 6, which is the whole reason I do practice runs in the first place. Sure, things are going smoothly now. And he's done.
My name is Talum. I am the spirit of the great forest. The wicked creatures that surround this area grow in strength and numbers daily. As you have passed our test, so too will your power grow. Even the weak can stand in the presence of the spirit. You must now proceed further into the great woods.
Okay, we now have the altar magic. It's like the altar magic we used in Ys 2, but this time it's actually more useful. In addition to the ability to talk to and therefore avoid monsters, this time it actually allows us to swim, which is useful for getting a couple of things we wouldn't be able to get normally. And in this case, it's absolutely necessary for us to actually progress to the next part of the game. There we go. Oh, what does he want to see me for? I've already beaten the dungeon. Oh, let's see. Ah, the Rhoda Ring. Okay. Okay, the Rhoda Ring does restore magic points, but it does so very, very slowly. It's not something you're really going to see me use, at least on camera in this game. Before we actually move on, though, there's another side quest I want to do. Hi there! Sounds like a plan to me. Oh, that doesn't sound much like friendship. Let's be friends, get me a sandwich. Wrong way. Look, man, first, you're a horrible abomination. Second, if I just put down my weapons and armor and was like, hey buddy, and stood there and you touched me, you would kill me. You don't stab someone in the chest and then get angry that they stab you back. And you very much mean to kill me. This isn't Undertale, you know. I'll just be taking this. But yeah, a lot of the monsters are angry and murderous as well. However, nothing quite beats the bureaucratic demons from Ys 2. Okay, now we go. You're in my spot, sir. Did you now? Oh yes, he did. He really is a good friend. By the way, this is the only way you can get to the Tier 3 sword that I'm aware of. So if you try to go into the next part without doing this side quest, well, things will not work out for you. Now we can actually move on with the story. Once, I can actually remember how to navigate the rest of this place. And this isn't even the most maze-like area of Dawn of East. There's one that's especially nasty later. Actually, there are a few that are especially nasty later. What am I thinking?
Garuda. It looks like that red-haired swordsman has gotten Talim's power, too.
I see. He is just getting stronger and stronger. This is no good.
If only I killed him then!
He's dead the next time I see him!
I'm sure he's still around here somewhere!
Now hold on. Don't be so hasty. We'll come back to the holy grounds. But now we have to report in.
Again? Why do we always have to ask him for instructions at every turn?
Haven't we been over this? First we have to gain his confidence. Once we have
Yeah,
that...
I get it! Whatever you say.
Well, I think we should follow those extremely dangerous, warriors. Uh-oh.
I thought you'd follow us, but now there's nowhere to run. So, what now? I guess you die!
Are you okay? Oh, you're hurt. Just hold still for a second, okay? You're lucky to be alive after such a fall. This should help. Okay, this should make it better. Be careful on your way home. Bye-bye!
Okay, 3 things. First off, falling damage? No wonder this is non-canon. Second, thanks to Butch Deadlift back there, we're going to have to take a detour. And third, that box was in a different font than all the other English text in this game, which makes me think it was in English in the original Japanese text of the game, which is really weird.
That's right. I didn't introduce myself. I'm Lisa. The Paro village isn't far beyond here. Are you still hurt? You should rest here for a while. This hill is my favorite place. Look, you can see almost the whole forest from here. Isn't it beautiful? Ever since I was a child, I'd come up here whenever I was feeling sad. It would always make me feel better. It even helps me to forget about him for a while. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just rambling. Best if I stop now. Well, you take care. Bye!
No, that was interesting, but we're done for now. I'll be seeing you next time when we head to Laparo and deal with another dungeon. See you then. Heal.